This is my favorite part when we wait for the notification to pop up.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Woohoo!
How you doing on this lovely, almost snowy day, or maybe snowy day, depending on where you are? Let's get started with our little introduction. My name is Ellen. I am a co-founder of Green Buffalo Productions, and with me here is Madison. She's our other co-founder. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. What do we have to talk about? You want to talk about our
Let's talk about a ton of things. It's been a whole month, everybody, since we've been able to have one of these again. So once again, super big special thank yous to Layla Gentil and Zach Hattrick. We have a really big, super fun announcement. Zach has officially joined our board as a producer, as a board member, and still keeping that pretty cool video guy title because honestly, how could we let that go?
I said it one time.
No longer just a pretty cool video guy. He's so much more. So thank you so much, Zach, for joining us. Zach has been with the company since we started. He was a director for the very first Spooky One Act play and has helped us grow. And honestly, during this pandemic, super helpful, helped us with Spooky this year. He's helped us with every quarantine quarters. And we're really just really thrilled to have him join our team in a more significant and bigger way. Moving on really quick, I just wanted to talk a little about the Green Buffalo Patreon. The Green Buffalo Patreon is live. Link will be in the comment section. The Patreon is really great. It's a great way to support a small business like ourselves. For, no more than $5 a month, you get some cool stuff. We have a link to create prompts for the quarantine quarter, so your prompts can be seen by everybody on our list. We have about 100 writers now on our list, so you can be part of creating these like really cool, crazy plays that they all make and everything. We have our very first episode of 2018 Emerald Terrace dropped last month, featuring myself and Justin Pope as two playwrights. That is a really cool radio play series where people from Western New York have written a bunch of different plays. They range from comedy to the fantastical to dramas to absurd plays. And those... Oh, I'm echoing. Oh, no. Maybe this will be better. Those will be produced once a month, and you can get both two radio plays, two brand new, never before seen, never before produced radio plays written by local writers, acted by actors around the globe, or country rather, and directors right here in Western New York as well. We're really excited to have them. We're actually working diligently on getting episode 2 edited, and we are in rehearsal for episode 3 right now. So there's a lot going on, and we're really super excited to have everyone on board for that. So at the low price of $5, you can grab a seat to that show once a month, brand new content all of the time. At the $15 or at the $10 level, we have exclusive interviews with directors and writers from the area about how they wrote and directed a radio play during a pandemic with actors that they don't get to see. And at the $15 level, we have a poetry postcard that goes out that's written by Layla and Ellen. They switch on and off, and they'll send you a beautiful postcard. They're so nice. I kind of actually really want one. So please, you know where I live, please send me one. But they're really great. And we have a lot of really fun new content we're hoping to launch this year. So now is the time to sign up for Patreon. All of that money helps pay for our storage space. It's going to help us exponentially pay for renting out theaters when we are able to be live again. And it helps us pay our actors and our creative teams for all of our projects, because we do really appreciate all of the work that people do. And we don't want to just be like, exposure. We want to like actually give them money. So if you can sign up for the Patreon for just $5 a month plus, if you'd like, it'd be really helpful not only to us but to everybody that we work with. Okay, you'll hear more about that later. We're going to talk about all of the fun people that donate to Patreon later, but let's move on. Layla or Ellen, do you want to take on just a quick thing about what might be upcoming soon?
Yeah, Layla, you want to talk about Ghostlight? Can you hear me?
Yep, sure. I can talk about Ghostlight. So Ghostlight is a project that is an idea that was started off by me, and then we're in the works of making it happen. It is going to be a podcast that is run under the name under Green Buffalo Productions umbrella. I'm hoping that it becomes a resource for many people, now that we are not able to be with each other. The idea of the Ghostlight is it keeps the space warm while everyone is away. So I'm hoping that this podcast is a tool while we are not in the theater. So it kind of becomes a place for discussion, but potentially branching out into other forms of media, such as film and other. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing it. Once the product is ready and will start being rolled out, then we are going to be letting y'all know about it. So yes, very excited.
Awesome. And then just because you have the Buffalo Theater Workshop this month, you want to just talk quick about that, and then I'll take it up from there?
Absolutely. So this month is also, we're doing a short play festival for the Buffalo Theater Workshop. The date has not been fully finalized yet. Otherwise, I would have been like, come on this exact date. But as soon as we have that finalized, we will again share it everywhere. But the Buffalo Theater Workshop is an amazing group that was started by Emma English. And the idea behind the Buffalo Theater Workshop is it is a space for artists to come together and to work on their creative stuff. And so sometimes, when you work by yourself and you are creating new plays, sometimes you're not sure how it sounds, if the structure is working well for you. So the Buffalo Theater Workshop gives you an opportunity to hear your work out loud and to have to be able to ask the readers questions, as well as they give you feedback on your work. It's a really great jumping off point. I know personally, through the Buffalo Theater Workshop, I had a short one act that actually was featured at one of the one act play festivals that I turned into a full length play, and that I'm still working on finalizing. So it's a great tool for anyone who is working on their play, or even film scripts. We take those as well. And who just wants to get a little bit of an edit in and make it better. So yeah, it's a very exciting way to work and get edits done. Maddie, Ellen, and I joined as moderators, and we're really thrilled to be able to be helping out with that.
And I can also speak to the Buffalo Theater Workshop. I have had several plays with them, and after their feedback, my plays have been accepted to several festivals. Emma has created an environment of really very professional, young professionals here in Buffalo that get together and talk about these plays. And I'm sure that Ellen and Layla have found a lot of success with them as well. So we are the success stories, and we want you to be just as successful as the three of us are. Please send your plays to the Buffalo Theater Workshop.
And speaking of even more success, we just actually finished up our auditions for Look Up earlier, what is a week? Last week we had auditions, and that was actually a short screenplay that Sarah Henderson had initially handed into Buffalo Theater Workshop. And as soon as we were done reading it, we said, hey, we want to do this. Let's talk about it. We made a plan, and she made it about 20 pages longer. So it's a 30-minute script, a 30-page script that we are still in the process of casting, because she gave us so many characters to put into this film. So if you did audition for that, keep an eye out for emails. Where it's a little tough for to get this put together because of number one, just because the cast is so large, and we want to make sure that we do her script justice. So yep, we are going to figure out all of that casting and get all the information out to you guys as soon as we can. And I really want everybody to keep an eye out for it, because we have a team that is working so well together. They're so invested in this project. Honestly, as soon as I go into a meeting with them, it's amazing, because they already have like 1,000 ideas, and they've already got everything done by the time I even bring it up. So I'm just really excited about it, including Zach, who's the director of photography for this. So Another thing Zach's doing for us. Love it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into reading for quarantine quarters. Looks like up first is Tickle That Dragon by Rex McGregor, who knew his audience because I picked that week, and it's all about Harry Potter. So awesome. On the script, let me roll back up to our cast list here. Okay, so Kim will be played by Juliet. Riley will be played by Jesse. Aaron will be played by Avonlea. One second. I only didn't say last names because I want to make sure that I have Juliet Edwards. It just came to the front of my mind. Kim, Juliet Edwards, Riley, Jesse, Del Fiero, and Aaron Avonlea Cole. And I'll be reading stage directions. Is everybody unmuted? Looks like it. Okay. Tickle That Dragon by Rex McGregor. Kim enters wearing an eccentric Luna Lovegood costume. There is a sock with a tennis ball dangling from the back of her waistband. She performs a funny dance. Riley enters wearing a Severus Snape costume with a warm fuzzy blanket as a cape. Kim pretends to shudder with fear. Riley turns to leave.
Riley, you look fantastic.
Honest?
Do the voice.
I'm Professor Snape.
Wow, you make Alan Rickman sound like Dobby.
Don't lie.
And you've totally nailed the sneer.
I hope I don't scowl like Rickman.
Why not?
It's uncanonical. Snape hardly ever scowls in the books.
Yes, he does, often.
In the entire series, he only does so twice.
You counted?
Harry scowls 8 times, Hermione 7, and Ron 9.
I'm so glad you came tonight, Riley. You definitely need to get out more.
Yeah, I'd do it again sometime. Bye!
Hold on. You haven't even stepped inside yet. Everyone's keen to meet you.
Is there a big crowd?
No.
Everyone sounds like a lot.
There's only a handful of us.
Whose hands? Hagrid's?
This is a private party, just members of the club.
How many, Kim? Exact number.
18.
If they've all brought a guest, 36. That's the equivalent of 3 juries.
No one else has invited anybody. You're the one and only guest.
So all eyes on me. Give them this thank you card. I'm out of here.
Remind me again which character said, "Don't call me coward."
Moaning Myrtle.
Come and meet the gang, Riley. They're harmless Potterheads like you and me.
I can't handle talking to a group. Even thinking about it gives me the Neville Longbottom.
Relax. There's no Draco Malfoy among us.
Draco.
What?
The correct pronunciation is Draco?
Everyone says Draco.
They're wrong. It's the Latin word for dragon, as in the Hogwarts motto. Draco Dominius Nomen Titilnandus.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Not quite. Accurately translated, it's a sleeping dragon should never be tickled.
Same thing.
Nope. Your version's a warning. Mine's a challenge.
Cool. The club's gonna love you. Come on.
It's no good, Kim. I can't.
I thought that costume would boost your confidence.
I'm being true to the character. Who ever heard of Severus Snape party animal?
At least pop in for a moment. This is a matter of life and death.
Don't exaggerate.
I promised your mother I'd get you interacting with real people. If I fail, she'll kill me.
Kim, stop monopolizing your guest. Learn to share.
Sorry, Aaron. This is Riley.
I follow you online, Riley. Your detailed grasp of the wizarding world, impressive.
Thanks.
Love your makeup. That nose! I've never seen one more authentically grotesque. I can't see the join. No one would guess you're wearing a prosthetic.
I'm not.
She's just teasing you, Riley.
I usually come as Dumbledore, but the beard's so itchy. Tonight I'm channeling Bellatrix Lestrange.
Am I supposed to fight back?
Don't bother. In the battle of moral superiority, Bella will always win.
No way.
Loyalty overrides everything. Snape's a traitor. Bella stays faithful to Voldemort.
Actually, J.K. Rowling pronounced it in the French way. Voldemort. Silent T.
Jo can pronounce it any way she likes. But since she didn't specify anything in the books, it's not a rule.
Fair point. There's no canonical violation.
Surprise me, Riley. You're not shy after all.
Who says I'm shy?
Loony love good here. Or is the D silent? Loony love goo.
Not funny, Aaron.
Careful, Kim. You're meant to be sucking up to me.
Sorry.
I'm this close to booting you out of the club.
Please don't. I'll behave.
What's all this?
Last week, your friend here committed an abominable sin.
What did she do?
I caught her reading enemy material.
Not Lord of the Rings.
Worse. Fan fiction.
Kim! You didn't!
It was only a tame ship story. Minerva McGonagall romancing Vernon Dursley.
Don't underestimate the damage.
Fanfiction destroys the integrity of the Potterverse.
Miss Rowling allows it. Within reason.
She's too nice.
It's up to her true fans to protect her legacy.
I like your attitude. Potter Purists is an exclusive club. We think twice about letting Daniel Radcliffe in, but I'm officially inviting you to join us.
Do you have face-to-face group meetings?
Of course. We've got one coming up in half an hour.
To re-elect Aaron as president.
A boring formality. We can focus on introducing you, Riley.
Have you considered meeting online?
We prefer to avoid Muggle technology as much as possible. It's more fun to huddle together. Have you noticed how fond Jo is of the word huddle?
I lost count.
Let's go in. You've got plenty of admirers to meet.
Would you mind sending them out? Individually. At, say, 5-minute intervals?
Let me guess. Agoraphobia?
No, I can handle being on a crowded train.
Where there's no need to talk to anyone.
Ah, fear of public speaking.
Everyone gets nervous. Anyone who claims they don't needs a dose of Veritaserum.
All right, have it your way. Kim, start fetching the members.
One by one.
No problem. This should be enough to satisfy your mother and keep me alive.
Wait. Kim, is that a tennis ball in a sock?
Oh, how did that get there?
Don't act innocent. You've been playing Muggle Quidditch, haven't you?
Only one game.
Real Quidditch involves flying in the sky, not running around a field.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
If you rode a motorized broomstick and chased a remote-controlled snitch, it would be acceptable, as long as you were up in the air. But that earthbound travesty, it's an insult to a noble sport.
I'll never play again, I promise.
Too late. I'm casting you out of the club. Depulso!
Kim reels back as if she's struck.
Hey!
Please take me back, Aaron. The club's my whole life.
You should have thought of that before.
Give her a break.
I'll be your house elf forever. Just take me back.
Well, I dare say I could use a slave.
Thank you. Thank you. That's absolutely nerdificent.
First, you have to perform an act of contrition.
Anything.
Eat this dog biscuit.
Sure.
Kim eats the dog biscuit.
That was too easy. Confess your darkest secret.
What if I don't have one?
If you're not serious.
Okay. I've never actually read any of the books.
What?
I've watched all the movies, but the books, they're like really long.
Overlook fan fiction and Muggle Quidditch, but not reading the books? That's unforgivable. Crucio!
Stop!
Kim writhes, choking in agony.
Anapneo!
Kim starts to recover.
Excuse me. Club rules give the president the power to enforce discipline.
Then maybe someone else should be president.
Like who?
You called the members my admirers. Should transfer into votes.
We have an open electoral process. A group show of hands.
Fine.
But first, each candidate has to deliver a speech.
What was it you said before? Loyalty overrides everything?
Go, Riley!
Lead the way, Kim. I've got a dragon to tickle.
Riley and Kim exit. Aaron fumes. End of play. Boy, what a journey. Cruciatus curse? The unforgivable curse? Man, all right. What's next? Maddie's next, I think. But first, don't we want to talk about some patrons?
We totally do. And also, Layla's next because she picked the second play. It's okay. But
I don't know why I thought you picked the second one. I'm sorry.
I always pick the last. Well, sometimes we change the order, but I almost always pick the last one. But very fun, Ellen. And one of the fun things about being a $5 patron and above is that we thank every single one of you on every single quarantine quarters and program once we have them again. And nobody ever gets left out. And this could, if we have enough, might just go on for the entire hour of quarantine quarters, honestly. So we wanted to give a very special thank you shout out to our patrons. Catherine Schwebka, Ryan Schlia, Sean Lewis, Wayne Conover, Leslie Cairns, Sarah Henderson, Zoe Kiriazis, Leslie Lesterman, Brian Shearer, Ellen's dad, Alyssa Grace Adams, Emily Bystrack, Ryan Hennerberger, Deanna Hariluk, Kelly Buth, Scott Seafritz, Elizabeth Pope, Lori Mara, Gwendolyn Davis, Laurel Walford, Derry Howell, Pete Sheldon, who is here today acting with us, woohoo! David Wysocki, Chris Barker, Susan Miles, and Caitlin Crean. Thank you so much for donating to the Patreon, and it is thanks to you that we can do all of our super fun things, even despite the pandemic. So I'd like to let Layla take over, and we can go on to the next play.
Cool. Thank you so much. So the play that I am reading the stage directions for is Everything by Hannah Chapman. Lindy will be read by Avonlea Cole, and Kyle is being read by Pete Sheldon. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. That's just how it's going to be. Cool. So the play is called Everything by Hannah J. Chapman. A small garage, early evening. There are moving boxes everywhere. A few pieces of old junk, a broken TV, some bent hula hoops, a lamp are also lying around. Kyle is rummaging around in the junk and looking inside the boxes. He's obviously agitated about something and has been going at it for about a minute or two when Lindy enters.
You walked out.
Kyle doesn't respond.
Why?
Kyle walks to the other side of the garage and begins looking through another box.
That was rude, Kyle.
Kyle just keeps rummaging around and still refuses to answer.
I guess it's a good thing we drove separately. Were you going to leave me stranded?
Kyle looks up at her briefly, then quickly looks away again and goes after another box. Lindy waits a moment. When she realizes she's not going to get a response out of him about this, she moves on to another question.
What are you doing out here?
Looking for something.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that.
She watches him roughly shove aside some rolls of carpet that are leaning against a wall and look behind them.
You want some help? What are you looking for?
No, it's fine. Why don't you go inside? Take a break.
A break from what? I haven't moved since I came out here.
Look, I don't mind if you stay. I'm just looking for something really specific.
And I wouldn't be any help.
I didn't say that.
Well, if you'd tell me what it was, maybe I could help you look for it.
My great-grandfather's watch. I know it's got to be out here somewhere. I've looked everywhere inside.
We must have missed it somehow when we moved in.
Lindy picks up a box and begins going through it. Some packing peanuts fall to the floor as she lifts out a snow globe. She looks at it fondly for a moment, reliving a memory, then puts it back in the box.
Nope.
Lindy picks up another box and begins going through it. Some packing peanuts fall to the floor as she lifts out a snow globe. She looks at it fondly for a moment, reliving a memory, puts it back in the box. They work in silence for a moment or two. Then, Lindy spots a box marked jewelry and reaches for it.
Here.
Lindy begins rooting around in the box. She pulls out several necklaces and bracelets, then a silver wristwatch.
Is this it?
Kyle turns to look, shakes his head.
No, his is a pocket watch.
Oh, okay.
Lindy puts the necklaces and the watch to the side and continues digging through the box. She suddenly stops and just sits still, staring into the box.
What? Did you find it?
Oh, but look.
Lindy pulls a ring out of the box and shows it to him.
You remember?
Kyle stares at the ring, looks like, just for a second, he might cry. He nods.
Of course I remember. You do know I bought that at Dollar General, right?
Lindy puts the ring on her right ring finger. She looks down at it and smiles. Kyle goes back to looking through the boxes.
Yeah, I've always loved it.
Kyle keeps working, then stops.
Why?
Why do I love it?
Yeah. Why?
Because it's the ring you gave me when you asked me to marry you.
It's cheap.
Do you think I care about that?
You should.
What do you mean?
Why did you say yes, Lindy?
Because I love you.
Simple as that, huh?
Kyle.
Kyle says nothing and goes back to looking through the boxes. Lindy thinks about pursuing the conversation but changes the subject.
So, why are you looking for the watch?
I'm gonna sell it.
What?
Yep.
Why?
It's just time.
It's your great-grandfather's pocket watch, Kyle. Shouldn't that stay in your family?
We need the money.
We'll get what we need without selling your family heirloom.
Oh, yeah? How? We're both working already.
I can get another job.
You're pregnant, Lindy.
I'm not that pregnant yet.
No. I'm not having my wife work 2 jobs.
They stand in silence.
Something out. I mean, I guess we could always...
No.
It's an option.
We are not going to your parents for money. You can't tell them.
Don't tell me not to talk to my parents.
Please don't.
Kyle stops in front of her. Lindy just stares at him, not sure what's going on. Kyle tries to hold eye contact with her, but he's trying not to cry and ends up looking away.
Please?
Lindy is completely taken aback. She reaches out cautiously and touches his hand.
What is it? What happened?
Kyle tries to look at her but can't.
Kyle, what did my father do?
Kyle takes his hand out of hers and walks a few steps away. It takes him a moment to speak.
The night we got married, your father took me aside at the reception and told me that he believed you loved me. But he said I should be aware that you were used to a certain lifestyle, standard of living, whatever he called it.
I cannot believe that man.
Then he said, she may think she's going to live on love now, but in less than a year she'll be crying for Daddy's money.
Lindy just stares, stunned.
I've only been married 8 months. I don't want him to think I can't take care of you. I can't let him think that.
We won't go to him. Honey, I promise we won't. We'll find another way.
How? We're having a baby in 4 months. We can't support a child.
Way.
You shouldn't have married me.
Stop it.
Why did you?
Are you really asking me that?
You could have had anyone you wanted. Someone with real money. Eric Phelps and James Latimer were both after you.
I didn't want Eric Phelps or James Latimer.
They fought over you.
Yes, and it was childish and immature.
Both their families are loaded. They could have given you everything you wanted.
No, they couldn't.
What do you mean?
I wanted you.
But I'm nothing.
You were everything I wanted.
Kyle just stands there, staring at Lindy. She walks over to a small table with a cloth thrown over it.
I want to show you something.
Kyle just nods and waits. Lindy takes the cover off the table, revealing a Lego village completely put together. Kyle walks over and stares at it.
You kept this?
Lindy nods.
We built this when we were like 11. You were recovering from a broken leg, and you couldn't play outside for like 6 weeks in the summer.
And you sat and built this thing with me for 2 hours almost every day. I never ever forgot that. And I've always kept this to remind me of my favorite summer ever.
Kyle looks like he might cry again. Lindy continues.
You're my best friend, Kyle. You always have been. All those other guys who wanted me, they gave me flowers, offered me rides in their expensive cars, tried to make me like them. You loved that I loved Legos and rock music, and you were there when I needed you. Why did you walk out of the appointment today?
Kyle looks up at her.
Because it's a boy.
So...
All the men in my family are losers, Lindy. My father, my brothers, my uncles. If they're not alcoholics or in trouble with the law, they're at dead-end jobs, not even trying to make anything of themselves. I can't have a son, Lindy. Just make another loser.
You won't. You know how I know that?
How?
Because you're talking to me about it. You care what your son grows up to be. And that means you'll try, and you'll be there for him.
I'm scared.
So am I. We're not selling your great-grandfather's watch. We're gonna make this work.
You sure you want to do this?
I've never been more sure of anything.
They embrace as the lights fade. End of play. Thank you so much, Hannah. That was a lovely play. It really was so moving and touching. So yeah, thank you so much for submitting that to us. And I'm very excited to pass the reading on to Maddie.
All right, let's keep this going. Just once again, really big shout out to our $5 patrons. We have Katie Schwebka, Ryan Schlia, Sean Cheeky, Wayne Conover, Leslie Cairns, Sarah Henderson, Zoe Kuriazis, Leslie Lusterman, Brian Shearer, Alyssa Grace Adams, Emily Bystrak, sorry, that's your real name, Ryan Henneberg, Deanna Hariluck, Kelly Buth, Scott Seifritz, Elizabeth Pope, Lori Mara, Gwendolyn Davis, Laura Walford, Derry Howell, Pete Sheldon, who just read in that last play, and he was amazing, David Wysocki, Chris Barker, Susan Miles, and Caitlin Crean. And there's a little space right there if you see it, and that's where your name goes. Donate to the Patreon today. The link is in the comments. We have one more play for y'all today. This one was written by, I'm in the wrong chat. This one was written by Chad Short, called Neighbor Behaviors. We have Jesse Del Fiero as the host, Dave-Husband is played by Pete Sheldon, and Pat is played by Juliet Edwards. And my name is Madison. I'll be reading your stage directions tonight. And let me just pull up the play really quick so I can read those stage directions. And it looks like my other two actors to unmute. There you go. And we are on our way. Lights up. Host fiddles with the camera. Their face is very close to the lens as they make their last-minute adjustments. Host backs away to reveal Dave, sitting in a chair in host's kitchen. Dave's a little out of sorts. Something is wrong.
That should do it. We are live and rolling, people. Hello, Internet. Hello, everyone. Hiya, guys. Hey, Mabel. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, everyone.
Host backs up and sits in on their chair.
Let me just start by saying, what a year it's been. I don't say that lightly. We have all been affected by these stay-at-home orders. But I order you to stay tuned into this program. I kid. But seriously, quarantine has affected us all in many ways. Some of us are doing their best. Others are stuck at home. And many are losing their minds. If you're like me and this whole thing has made you a little bonkers, sit back and relax and join in on my attempt at fun. In my case, all this anxiety has inspired me to finally make my dreams of hosting a satisfyingly addictive game show a reality. I'm a host. I'm hosting. And this is Random Neighbor Behaviors.
The host presses a button. We hear a recorded applause and cheering.
Quiet in the studio. Studio. This is my kitchen, and I'm so glad you could join us for this evening. As you can see behind me, my collection of toy cars is on display. Quick reminder for all those who have sent me questions and inquiries, they're all currently on sale on my eBay account. Put in a bid, or give me a call. With me, it is no other than my neighbor David, the first ever guest on the show. Welcome. Say hello, David.
Hello?
He lives above me, so I can always hear whatever he's up to. Anyway, he was randomly selected due to the first ever episode of Neighbor Behaviors, which means I knocked on his door day and night till he finally agreed to do me a solid.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you, Dave, here 10 random questions, which he has been briefly briefed on in the briefing room, aka our hallway early last week, on a myriad of topics I picked out myself. Dave will have 10 seconds to answer each question. Along with this time crunch, Dave has had nearly no time to study, as he has worked long shifts, and sometimes the overnight. Isn't that right, Dave?
It is. I am. Always working. I should be asleep now.
No time for sleep! Save the jokes for later, Dave! How else will I become a sensation? Let it be known, now I will not forget you. In the meantime, we got dreams to make.
Money to win.
Oh, it's not all about the prize money.
It is most certainly only about the prize money.
If Dave wins this random neighbor behavior competition, he will walk out of my apartment with a... Tell him what he can win. A brand new $20 bill.
That's it.
It's all I could fork up, buddy. These startups are always in the red the first year. I'm sorry. I will turn things around in no time. They all love me. We got this.
Better than nothing.
Dave, would you like some blueberry tea?
Yeah, sure.
The host shuffles around to get the tea ingredients.
Should have maybe done this beforehand.
The host continues to make the tea during the next speech.
Thank you to everyone out there for streaming my new game show. Make sure you subscribe and share. If you're just joining us... oh, hey, Sandra! This is episode 1, season 1, of Random Neighbor Behaviors. What I'm making here, for the folks at home, is a ginseng and juniper infused aromatic hot, beautifully blended blueberry tea by Tea and Me. Do you like wrapping your hands around a warm mug of fruity deliciousness? Felt the pain an early morning only can bring? Want to mix things up in your old routine? Then look no further than Tea and Me's ginseng and juniper infused aromatic hot, beautifully blended blueberry tea. Available where tea is sold. Use promo code RNB10 to get 10% off your first purchase through tandme.com. Add a little honey. Do you like milk?
No, thanks.
Okay, and there you go.
Thank you.
I'm not sponsored at the moment, but Tea and Me, hear my cries! Also, the promo code may not work, but try it anyway. Now, Dave, we are going to hit the ground running here. Dave, how are you feeling?
A little lost. A little sweaty.
I'm just moistified.
Huh?
A little moist, a little mystified. I get it. It happens when you're in the room with a local celebrity heartthrob.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you had won a social media influencer award for unyielding persistence, I'd be mystified too. Mystified. Homicide. Do you ever watch that show, Dave?
Nuh-uh.
Bummer.
Dave takes a drink of his tea.
Wow, that's good tea.
First question on Twitter, May 25th, 2018.
Oh, we're starting.
At Mark Lazarus posted on correct and definitive ranking of Star Wars films. Later that day, Lawrence Holmes replied. What are the first 6 words in that reply?
I know this. I remember this. I stand by the fact that...
Correct! Moving on. Right up the ladder.
Studying paid off.
Stay in school, kids. Dave, who was the only president in American history to serve 2 non-consecutive terms in office?
Grover Cleveland was.
Correct.
Everyone knows that.
You're on a roll. We're just getting started here. How do you describe Jeff Bridge?
Just a nice dude.
Host presses a button. We hear a ding, ding, ding.
Correct. Bonus points for wordplay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
7 to go. What's the creepiest thing your scary coworker has ever said out loud around the water cooler?
Wait, what?
Answer, Dave.
There's nowhere to go when the echoes leave.
Ooh, scary. And correct.
Gives me chills. How did you know that?
What's the item your wife did? What item of your wife's did you shrink in the dryer last week?
Why would you bring that up? Could you hear us arguing?
8 seconds.
I have shrunk her purple sweater.
Correct. And guess what, people? We have that sweater in the studio today. Look at this thing. The size of it. It's so small. It's ruined. Unwearable.
Dave turns to the camera.
Honey, if you're watching, I was going to tell you.
Is it also true you tried to fit it on the dog?
I may have attempted to...
Correct! Moving right along.
The host throws the sweater over their shoulder.
I'm starting to get a little uneasy here. Are you spying on...
4 more questions. You're that much closer to $20. Are you throwing bowling balls on the floor at 2 a.m.? Or what is going on?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
You do have... I failed to mention this earlier.
Host looks to the camera.
Sorry, folks. I do apologize. Dave, you do have 2 lifelines.
What are they again?
You can ask an audience, and you can phone a friend.
Oh, I'd love to see the options if I ask the audience.
If you ask the audience, you must agree or disagree with them. And if you're wrong, you're out
$20.
And since you have an audience with me, I will be responding to the question.
Aren't there people streaming this? Can't we ask them?
No time.
But they're...
Do you understand how long it is to make a poll? I ain't got time.
This game show needs work.
In my humble opinion, it's either bowling balls or you have a wheelie chair. That's it, isn't it? You have a cat. He gets the zoomies. You also sleepwalk.
My God.
Do you agree with the audience?
That's, exactly it.
I got a good ear.
Sometimes I sleepwalk to the wheelie chair. It excites the cat. It's a whole thing. You're weird. But that's it. I agree.
The audience was correct. And so are you. I accept it. I'm going to start billing you for my noise-canceling headphones. Okay, now, moving on. Next question. The last 3 questions are the true test of your knowledge and expertise. Do you love your wife?
Excuse me?
Do you love your life?
What's not to love?
The producers approved your answer. But since we're here, do you love your wife, Dave?
Why, of course I love my wife. My life. My wife life.
Checking now. Mm-hmm. The producers approve your answer. Even though you don't
camera.
Even though you don't seem so sure. Next question. 2 left. Are you ready?
I guess so.
When's your wife's birthday? Your wife's birthday. Do you know it?
The phone in the host's apartment rings. The host rises to answer it. The host picks up the phone.
Hello? Oh, Dave, it's for you.
Hello? Honey? You're watching this? Of course I know your birthday. Yes, duh, I'm pausing for suspense. Yeah, just a joke. I love you. Okay? Okay. Bye.
Dave hands the phone back over to the host, who hangs it up.
A tense moment. Trouble at home?
Nope. Everything's fine.
Dave turns to the camera.
Did they just hear all that?
I think we're all waiting on an answer here, Dave. Do you know when your wife's birthday is?
Yeah, I do. I really do. And I'll tell you, I know it. Like the back of my hand.
Go ahead and tell us, Dave.
There's a lot of questions about my personal life.
Love life's important, Dave. Says a lot about someone.
I would like to say, I'd like to call, I'd like to phone a friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. That is your last lifeline. Who'd you like to call?
I'd like to call my wife.
A bold choice, given your last conversation with her. But oh boy, you got it.
Dave turns to the camera.
Honey, I just have the dates mixed up. I just need a little clarification. Please pick up.
The phone rings and rings, but goes to voicemail.
You've reached Pat, who shall remain ageless, given the fact that her piece of shit husband doesn't know her goddamn age. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you.
Beep.
Yeah, Davey, your friend didn't pick up.
She's my wife.
I'll make you a deal. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. You can either phone a friend.
My wife?
A friend one more time. If she picks up, you win. Or you can skip to question number 10. And if you get that last question right, you win your $20. No fuss. Up and at 'em and out of here. What do you say?
I think I'll skip to question 10, please.
Got it! You're not making a great case for yourself at home, but we are moving on. Pat, if you're listening, why do you let Dave treat you this way?
Ask me the damn question.
When is your anniversary?
Oh, shit.
Do you have an answer?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Do you know?
It's today.
It's today, and you forgot, didn't you?
I did. I can't believe I did.
The host turns to the camera.
Doesn't even know his anniversary.
The phone rings again. Dave jumps to answer it.
Oh, gotta do a little less night shift and a little more wife shift, my guy. This is not great news.
Should I even answer?
I'd let it go to voicemail if I were you.
The phone rings, and the phone goes to voicemail.
You pick up this phone right now, David. Pick up the phone.
If you don't move, she can't see you.
I can see you, David. If this is how you want to be, then so be it. I thought this was all some elaborate scheme to surprise me. And I tune in thinking there's no possible way my husband is going to be a part of an online game show on our anniversary. And here you are, for $20.
I thought it would be more.
Don't you dare think about coming home. You find somewhere else to crash. You got it? I will not allow you to come back here and give me some excuses. 10 years of this.
Honey, look, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you.
I've just about had it, Dave. Just about.
Click. Pat hangs up.
I gotta go talk to her.
Could you answer the question definitively? Anniversary date?
It's today.
Correct!
Enough of this. Give me my money.
I actually don't have it on me.
What?
I can write a check or slide you an IOU.
Unbelievable.
I gotta run to the bank, okay?
Oh, forget you, man. I gotta save my marriage.
Dave quickly exits the kitchen. We hear a door slam shut and Dave shouting,
Honey? Hon?
The phone in the host's apartment rings. The host picks up the phone.
Host with the most. Hello. Ah, hey, Jerry. Yes, so glad you called.
Host picks up the toy cars.
The Hess truck's back, and yes, I fixed it. It's better than ever. You can put the bid in online, or you can swing by and I'll toss it out the window to ya. Bring your baseball mitt. If your grandson needs a Pinewood Derby car, he needs to build it himself, Jerry. Yeah.
The host remembers the camera is on.
Hey, give me a second, Jerry. Sorry, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Random Neighbor Behaviors with your host, me. I have to say, I think it was a success. There's a bunch of hearts floating up on my screen. Oh, I love y'all too. And Pat, if you're listening, Dave's not right for you. As your downstairs neighbor, I can tell you that, no brainer. I've learned recently that you have to go for what you want. You miss 100% of the shows you don't host. And Patty, I want you. Let's host this beautiful patron we call life. We'll be unstoppable take team like Pat, Jack, and Vanna White. Give me a Y. Give me an E. Give me an S. But seriously, Pat, if this all goes how I think it will, give me a go, okay?
Host winks. We hear a loud knocking on the host's front door.
Let me in, you. Let me in.
Ooh. Gotta go, Jerry. If I don't pick up when you get here, send an ambulance. The drama has managed to find me once more. Again.
The host looks to the camera.
Gotta go. See you all next time.
The host pushes another button. Blackout, and the screen reads, Neighbor Behaviors and Internet Game Show was live. The play is over. Thank you so much, Chad Short, for that one. I had the best time reading it. It was very funny, and I am so happy it closed out the night. And that's it. That's the whole night. We're Green Buffalo, and just one more quick shout to our patrons. Katie Schwabka, Ryan Schlia, Sean Cheeky, Wayne Conover, Leslie Karen, Sarah Henderson, Zoe Curiasis, Leslie Lusterman, Brian Shearer, Alyssa Grace Adams, Emily Bystrak, Ryan Hennenberger, Deanna Hariluck, Kelly Buth, Scott Seifritz, Elizabeth Pope, Lori Mara, Gwendolyn Davis, Laura Walford, Derry Howell, Pete Sheldon, who did an amazing job tonight, David Wysocki, Chris Barker, Susan Miles, and Caitlin Crean. Thank you so much for donating to the Patreon, and it's not too late. You could donate too right now. Just click on the link in the comments and become a patron from $5 to $75. You'll be supporting local business. So that is super exciting. Anything else tonight, everybody?
No, but Jesse better watch out because you're going to take a role if you keep it up with your host.
I am here for it. Please.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, thank you everybody for joining us again. And please write for us next time. We send out a prompt every Friday, well, almost every Friday, including this Friday. It goes out at 9, right, Maddie? So if you want to write this weekend, email us like now, or you'll have to catch the next one.
Honestly, if you email us tomorrow, I'll send it to you anyway, but you'll have
you'll just have less time. Yeah.
You'll just have less time to write it. But yeah, definitely, absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, though. We had a really fun, great time.
All right. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.